Grant HORVAT has the biggest announcement of his YouTube career coming on Tuesday. But if you're like me and you don't want to wait till then, we're here to talk about it. So, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to another video. This is like OG stuff. We are coming full circle here. If you're an OG of this channel, this is the 2-year anniversary this month of this channel. And everything feels like it's coming around full circle because, I mean, we just started talking about this channel off posts like these, off Grant HORVAT leaving good, Micah Morris leaving good, and being like, big announcement coming, and we would speculate on it, whatever. So this is an OG video. Flip over to the screen. This is an OG post. I've seen Grant HORVAT holding clubs like this for 2 years straight, every couple months. This exact same photo I've seen like 4 times, and it's one I used in a lot of thumbnails when he first left good. It was holding Mizuno clubs. Anyways, we're here to talk about what we think this announcement may be. Now, creators have a tendency to overhype this kind of stuff. They have a tendency to make things like seem so big and then you're kind of underwhelmed when they announce what they announce. Like if Grant HORVAT made this whole thing and then this was his announcement, is like he was like the biggest announcement on my YouTube career, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you can win a set of Red Bull Racing TaylorMade irons. That would have been the most disappointing thing ever. I don't think he's doing that. Why? Well, he's made a lot of announcements over his YouTube career, and they've all been pretty big. Signing with TaylorMade, going solo, becoming an owner in Primo. These are all pretty big things, playing with a lot of pros. So this next thing that he's going to release 12 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday is the biggest ever. It's going to be bigger than all those things. So I believe it's going to be pretty big. I also believe it's going to be pretty big because Grant HORVAT right now is the pound for pound, other than Bryson DeChambeau, biggest creator on YouTube golf right now. And Bryson's, it's got to be a bit of an asterisk because he's the current US Open champion. Like, I don't think there's a world where you take someone who's a current US Open champion, you give them a very good team of videographers, editors, creators who understand the platform, and it's also someone that kind of has a history of being polarizing and has a decent personality. I just don't think there's a world where that you can compare that against all these other guys. Now you can make the argument that Brian Bros, Wesley Bryan, so whatever. Grant HORVAT, other than Bryson DeChambeau, is the biggest solo creator right now, and really pretty much the biggest creator, again, other than Wesley. He's pulling numbers that the only other group pulling this kind of numbers would be Bob Does Sports, and even them, they're not pulling the same numbers Grant is consistently. They're not getting 1 million view bangers. If we just go look at their channel real quick, just for comparison's sake here. Bob, what is this? Bob Does Sports Taco Challenge. Anyways, if we just go look at their most recent videos, they will have videos that creep close to 1 million, but there isn't one here, and the highest is like an 830. So even this was a Wyndham Clark match, and they had to take him out of the thumbnail. That's interesting. He was in the thumbnail first. This one's doing so poorly that they had to take him out of the thumbnail. That is crazy town. YouTube golf's just in a weird place right now. That's not a knock on Bob Does Sports, by the way. That's just YouTube golf's in a really weird spot right now. But Bob Does Sports is probably the only other group, only other channel right now that's consistently pulling over like 500, 600,000 views, other than Grant HORVAT. Brian Bros are getting pretty close. But anyways, because Grant is this big, because Grant is like the premier YouTuber, that means any opportunity that anyone would want to bring to YouTube, whether it be a company, well, a brand is a company, but like a golf brand, anything golf related. If the Masters wanted someone to come, if Augusta wanted someone to come play and film 18 holes at Augusta National before the Masters, it would be Grant HORVAT would get the first invite. I think Grant HORVAT would probably be, other than Bryson, if they didn't want to do someone who's already there, he'd be the first one to get that invite. So what that means is that any opportunity that could be beholden to a creator is probably getting offered to Grant first. So it could be literally anything. Now, let's eliminate some of the things that we know are probably not going to be the things. Number one, TaylorMade. So TaylorMade was announced almost 2 years ago. I don't think there was like a re-announcement last year. I don't know. This is the thing. Obviously, I don't know if the contract was like 1 year, 2 or 3 years, whatever. But we are at an annual-ish time frame for that. So it's been about 2 years. It was almost 2 years ago. So if this was a 1 year deal that got renewed for another year, if this was a 2 year deal that could be expiring, it could be another club deal. Now, again, the biggest announcement of my YouTube career, what could make another club deal announcement bigger than his TaylorMade announcement? I don't know. I can't see how, like, if he was all of a sudden signing with, I don't know, Mizuno, that again that there would be a world where that would somehow be bigger than the TaylorMade announcement. It's just another club deal, so it can't be that big. So I don't think it's another club deal. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. I think TaylorMade has the money. They have some of the biggest golfers in the world right now. I don't think TaylorMade is running into issues keeping top talent. So I don't think it's TaylorMade. It doesn't make sense. He's the biggest YouTube golfer. They have the biggest golfers. I think TaylorMade would probably throw the kitchen sink at Grant to keep him, beat any offer from any other company. Plus, they have a lot of good social connections with a lot of top golfers. The other thing I don't think it is I don't think it's a new apparel deal. Like, my brain first went to, like, how cool would it be if Grant HORVAT was, going to become a Nike athlete or something like that. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me personally, a generational thing, a growing up an athlete thing, but like that's just like, that would be so cool to have, a YouTube golfer. And I know Rick did sort of have a Nike deal back in the day. I don't really know what the ins and outs of it were, but he's big enough. Grant is definitely big enough that if there's a YouTube golfer right now that's going to be sponsored by like a mainstream brand like Nike or Adidas, it would be Grant HORVAT. But he owns Primo. I think this is him signing his mortgage, but like, he signed papers similar to this and did an announcement post that he owns Primo, that he is now a co-owner in Primo. So there's just no world where he's leaving Primo. Like, he owns that. He's with them for life. So that eliminates another one, which is two of the biggest ones. Like, literally, apparel and club deals for golf creators are the two biggest things you can have. Like, apparel, because we're wearing it on camera all the time. So apparel deals are like the most. And then for creators like Grant, who are playing on camera all the time, their golf clubs are probably the next most visible thing. So it makes a lot of sense that their golf clubs should be it. So what do I think this could be? I don't think it's just a collab, because Grant is already getting collabs. The only collab that like would warrant a post like this, that would warrant like the biggest announcement in my channel history, would be Tiger Woods. Like, if somehow he's getting a video with Tiger, maybe even Charlie, but probably Tiger, I think that could maybe do it. That could maybe cause this. Getting an invite to play at Augusta, that could maybe cause it. But both those things again are like, I don't know. I don't know you would announce those things. I feel like you would just kind of do them. I don't know if there's much to be announced. So when they say announcement, when Grant says there's an announcement coming, it definitely makes me think that it's going to be some sort of like opportunity that's not just like a one-off thing. That's not just like, hey, I'm playing with Tiger this one time, or hey, I'm playing Augusta this one time, or whatever. Like, it makes me think that it's some sort of deal, some sort of partnership, some sort of whatever. Brings me to this PGA Tour. So obviously they've done stuff. He's teased stuff about working with the PGA Tour, doing the broadcast with Brian Bros. That happened this past year, 14 weeks ago at the FedEx St. Jude. The PGA Tour obviously is trying to dip their hand into YouTube golf. We saw it with the Creative Classic this year. They're trying to get a hold of some of this, like, whether it be younger audience or just like, exciting new take on golf. And I think there could be a world where they want to do something with creators. But Grant isn't me. Grant's not making talking head content primarily. So this wouldn't make sense for Grant to just like all of a sudden be playing, or to all of a sudden be commentating, like, or doing more like behind the scenes stuff with the PGA Tour. Plus, I don't think the PGA Tour could make Grant, or would make Grant, an offer enticing enough to take him away from this, being next to Bryson, the #1 YouTube golf channel in the world right now. Like, Grant has all the momentum, all the steam. It's about to hit 1 million subscribers. Like, I don't think there's anything that could be incentive enough to take Grant away from what he's doing right now to work on the PGA Tour. So the other thing I think that could be happening, if you guys remember, relatively recently, Mac Boucher had the biggest announcement ever for him. He teased it for like 2 weeks, and then the announcement was that he was going over to play on the Asia Tour. He was going to play a couple events on the Asia Tour. This guy posts so much golf content. Might take me a while to go back and find it. He was playing pro golf on the Asia Tour. That's not it. Road to Pro Golf, that's his YouTube thing. Oh my goodness, this guy does post a ton of content. Anyways, he went over to Asia, here we go, and played on the Asian Tour. He played a couple events on the Asian Tour. Didn't go super well, whatever, doesn't matter. He came back, he played in this tournament I was playing in, he played in the pro division, and he won it. So, great golfer. I like Mac a lot. But this was something that him, Luke Kwan, Taco Golf all announced, and Mac did tout it as like the biggest thing, the biggest opportunity he's ever had. So, could something similar be coming for Grant? Could this be I'm going to play, in this big tournament, this big professional golf opportunity? Well, number one, I don't think Grant is a pro golfer. I think he still has amateur status. Now you can still play in pro tournaments, obviously, if you're like a 2 or better in most places, which Grant is. So it could be going to play in a pro event and just not taking a purse. But Grant said a million times that like he likes playing competitive golf, but it's not what he wants. Like he didn't pursue pro golf. He didn't stay in college golf because he didn't like the competition aspect. He really likes YouTube golf. So it's like, that's why this is getting so tough, because like if he was like a Brad Dahlke or even like a Luke Kwan or a Mac who have a history of playing tour level golf, professional level golf, then it would probably be an easier answer of like, oh, Grant's just going to try to play professional golf. He's going to get some opportunity to go play pro golf. So I don't think it's that. So we've ruled out like 4 things right now that we think it's not going to be, which leaves the mystery of like, what is it actually going to be? And that's funny. Usually in these speculation videos, I'm able to get pretty close to what I think it's going to be through this process, because there's usually like 4 to 5 things it could be. But I can kind of pretty confidently rule out 4 of those things. I don't think it's a club deal. I don't think I know it's not I don't know, but I'm 99% sure it's not a new apparel deal because he's an owner in Primo. I don't think it's just some sort of collab opportunity, because Grant already has all the biggest collaborations and it's not some big newsworthy thing every time he does it. And I also don't think it's some pro golf opportunity, because that's not really Grant's brand. Like Grant's brand is definitely involves competitive golf, but his brand is YouTube. So what could he be doing that's not those 4 things, which are the 4 most common things that we've seen on YouTube for creators to announce, while still having it be the biggest announcement ever? This one genuinely has me stumped. Comment your thoughts down below. I'm excited to see. We'll be reacting to it on Tuesday. Good job, Grant. You got us fooled. Let's see what it is.